Not all workouts are made equally. Some are a bit more efficient, some bring some better gains or help you get to your goals just a little bit quicker. So I'm here today to tell you how I would do it. Let's go. So I had a friend of mine send me in his workout. He chucked it in ChatGPT to optimize it for him, and here's what it said. So we go through it step by step. Before we start though, a few things to consider. Goals, injuries, duration, and gym layout. Your goal, so if you're aiming for strength, if you want that lower rep ranges, but further out, if you've got a competition coming up, 12 weeks out from there, you can have higher rep ranges. Every 4 weeks, drop the rep range. You need to start working within that rep range you'll be working with. If it's a powerlifting competition or a CrossFit competition or something like, you need to just adapt it to that. Injuries, again, you want to start by warming that muscle up particularly well. Depending on how injured it is, maybe completely avoid it. Duration, yeah, if you want to get in and out quick, supersets are perfect. You need to do triceps. You can get a sick half an hour workout and get a great pump and leave in your lunch break. It's that simple. Gym layout, you make it as efficient as possible. You should only keep running backwards and forwards in the gym. So my friend's goal is to build muscle, drop a bit of fat. He wants his workouts to be at most 90 minutes long, obviously ideally a little bit less for efficiency. Injuries, he's got a bit of a dodgy rotator cuff. And gym layout, well, I know the layout of the gym we use. So first off, I know he likes walking on the treadmill for 5 to 10 minutes just to get his steps in and apply to any messages he's had come out through the day, so that's fine, whatever, we'll leave that there. Now, dynamic stretching and chest mobility. So when he first came to me to talk about that, my exact words were when it said to incorporate arm swings and arm circles and shoulder rolls. I said, fuck off with the arm swings. You're not Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, boy.
So they might have a place in the gym, they might benefit him, but I'd rather him either warm up with the first exercise he's doing, or because of his rotator cuff, go to the cables and just do a bit of rotator cuff mobility movement on a light weight just to get that warm and the blood pumping. Warm-ups, you can do a generic warm-up. Ideally, I would say if it's a full body or upper body session using a assault bike or a rowing machine, so you get the whole body moving, the heart rate up, get warm. That's literally what a warm-up is. But you can still get the same benefits just by doing a few lighter sets on the workout, your main lift. Ideally a compound lift to start off with, as that needs the most energy and it utilises the most muscles and is the most fatiguing. So you want the most, when you have the most energy, you want to do that. Or once you get a bit more advanced, it can get a bit more complicated, but this is just for beginner and intermediate users, I would say. They're intermediate experienced in the gym. You want to be working at a RPE 5 to 6 as rate perceived exertion. So nice and easy and gentle. Again, get the heart rate warmed up, get that muscle warmed up. You don't want to go into the first set tired. So ChatGPT has suggested supersets, perfect to save him time. But then ChatGPT doesn't know that at the gym, so it might not work for him. But supersets, perfect. That's 2 exercises back to back without rest, and then you rest after 2 and going again. It helps fatigue the muscles a bit more if you're doing the same or agonist supersets, which is training, say, 2 push movements back to back, or you could do even better push-pull, so antagonist supersets. So your chest is resting while your back is working. You have a shorter rest time and go again. Seeing as he's a bit more experienced, he's gone with agonist, which probably works best for him to get the most results out of it. The exercise he's given doesn't quite work like that because of the gym. You have to go from one side of the gym to the other and try and keep 2 machines like that. It's a bit awkward. Best way I would say if he's going to do a superset, use a machine and use some free weights. Easier to keep 2 things together without pissing anyone off. So my suggestion was, instead of using the machine and cables, go straight to dumbbells, do an incline dumbbell press and then dumbbell flies. Perfect. Good big compound movement into the chest and shoulders. Flies, also another compound movement, stretching through the chest. You could even do a fly to press instead, which eliminates the more difficult and less muscle building concentric phase of the lift. Instead of coming all the way in, you can bend the arms in and press again. But he's already doing the press motion with the incline press, so that might be a bit redundant there. But there were my suggestions. Again, saves time because he doesn't have to move to any other piece of equipment. He's in the same place. So next, it has suggested lateral raises with shoulder presses. Now I gave a couple of options here. I've said, because again, save dragging a bench, because it said leveraging, so I'd say seated. Instead of taking dumbbells over to the cables and just haul around a load of equipment, I've said you could just take the dumbbells. Do your shoulder presses and superset with dumbbell lateral raises, or just separate the 2. All exercises need to be supersets. So you could stay at the dumbbells, do a shoulder press, move over to the cables, do his lateral raises. So he's day one, he's gone his push, he's hit his chest, he's gone into the shoulders, and now he wants to hit his triceps. So for the triceps, I've said separate them, probably not best to superset them. So I do cable kickbacks, which would work primarily the long head of the tricep, and then move over to the free weights and use maybe an easy bar or some dumbbells and do a skull crusher. It's more of overall of the tricep with a bit of emphasis on the lateral head of the tricep. Just separate those up, and because he's heading out to the door, dumbbells are there, bosh, he's gone. So I would have moved the triceps to the end, as it says here, he should finish off with the rotator cuff and rear delt flies, which I think is probably not the best idea if he's got an injury and he's done all this work and his shoulders are fatigued and he's going to do some rotator cuff injury, which I put it first, as I previously said, and I said he could finish off with some chest flies and reverse rear delt flies, and the machine we have is 2-in-1, most are. Swing it around, do those 2 sets, bosh, and he's done. So to recap, I've said his first superset, change his supersets from having to drag stuff over the gym, and then rep ranges, I don't mind what ChatGPT has said. If he's been training for a while using the same rep ranges, I'd change it up, either go higher or lower for a few weeks, just to stimulate the muscle differently, because this guy is a man of habit, and he does the same things, goes to the same places, and does all the time, and then wonders why nothing's working. You need to change up every 6, 8, 12 weeks. Usually, personally for me, 8 weeks I get a bit stagnant with the program, so that's when I like to switch it up. But yeah, you out there might get bored at 6, or you might be, hey, 12 is perfect for you, but you need to keep changing that stimulus, change the rep ranges, just to stimulate the muscle differently, and it helps it build and grow and adapt. You do get used to the same thing, so you need to keep changing, keep you on your toes, and it also makes it a bit more fun when you're in the gym. So that's just an example of day one for him in the gym. He did send me the rest, and I did go through it all, but I thought it was easier to break down one day for you to understand. So that's what I've done for him. I'll tweak the rest of it, and he loves it, if I do say so myself. Not rocket science, but I've helped him get this much closer to achieving his goals a bit quicker and a bit more efficiently. Now, hopefully, you've got a bit more knowledge of how to do it for yourself.